he's pretty mentally weak in the ring. You know, as soon as things don't start going his way,
Yeah.
he starts to crumble, and things aren't going to go his way. So I think he's going to crumble.
Yeah.
Jake Paul reacts with shock after seeing Gervonta Davis's intense sparring footage. He admits the criticism and doubt from fans only fuel his motivation, making every fight even more exciting. Jake insists he's training harder than ever, staying locked in and focused. Confidently, he declares he's wanted this fight with Tank for years and truly believes he can win.
And on business, and say the other person's going to win. I like it.
So
It makes it fun.
When you lay your boy out, you know what I mean?
He's my boy too.
I
I love Mike.
Mike will move from this side to this side without you knowing exactly at which moment.
Showbiz The Adult strongly responds to critics who claim Gervonta Davis accepted the Jake Paul fight purely for money. He argues the situation is far more complex than people think. According to Showbiz, Jake himself revealed that the fight contract includes a special knockout bonus, a factor that completely changes the motivation behind this matchup. With such a massive incentive tied to a knockout, Davis won't hold back for a second. He'll go all out to ensure he's not the one getting dropped. Showbiz emphasizes that this fight goes beyond pride. It's a battle for both money and legacy. He highlights how many fans overlook the psychological aspect. Tank is a proud warrior, and the thought of being knocked out by a YouTuber-turned-boxer is unimaginable for him. That pride fuels his preparation and intensity. So, when critics label this fight as a simple cash grab, Showbiz believes they're missing the deeper truth. For Tank, his name and legacy carry far more weight than any paycheck. And by revealing the knockout bonus, Jake may have unintentionally made this fight even more personal, fiery, and dangerous.
You guys told me that Gervonta Tank Davis is just taking this fight for a payday. He's just trying to get to the bag. Well, you got the fight itself, which is a payday, and you got a KO bonus on top of that, a big bonus. That's what Jake Paul said.
They're going to get a big bonus.
And they got a side bet of $2 million. Let's make it two.
Yeah, Shake on it.
Yeah.
Shake on it.
Jake, $1
Shake on
million.
it. 2 mil. 2 mil. 2 mil. Let's do 2 mil. Go get it, Shake.
Oh, they're shaking left here.
2 mil. There we go.
Oh, my fuck.
Why not get the entire bag? Whenever I got good food on my plate, I clean the plate. There is no reason to boil John. Hold on. I'm gonna play some Marvel Rivals. Let me get on this here. I'm gonna play some Marvel Rivals later. Hold on, let me get my pie. Georgia, cause no cream. And yes, no cream. Because I'm fired up today. I got on the scale today and I'm 209 pounds. Okay, you guys know that I'm on the fitness journey. I'm showing you guys my video journal. And I started at 217 pounds when I started all this 12 days ago. And I'm telling you, I'm seeing fake abs. Hold on, the fake abs. Woo! The fake abs! The fake abs! The fake abs! I'm telling you, it'll be back. I will be back. I'm on my Terminator shit. And when I'm done, I'm going to tell you guys my secret and exactly how I did it. I'm talking about step by step, everything. I'm going to be in great shape like I was. When I turned 45 and all the gray in the beard, I was just like, it ain't over, bro. It ain't over. Hold on. Let me. I can do it. Okay. All right. But listen, a lot of you guys calling this a fake fight and all this shit, I'm going to quote one of you in a war room. I forgot, one of my show business partners said, was it Justin Hill? I forgot who it was. You guys said, you said something like, and if I misquote you, I'm sorry, but it was dope. You said something like, if this is a fake fight, it definitely has real consequences. I keep telling you guys, man, if it goes on their real record or not, whatever it is, you know what you saw. It's just like Ryan Garcia versus Devin the American Dream Haney. Devin Haney is still undefeated, but we know what we saw. You cannot erase what we saw. If Jake Paul knocks out Tank Davis, there's some real circumstances. The shit goes viral, and I'm going to lose $10,000. Jake Paul isn't just going to win in this exhibition, but he's also going to get a knockout bonus and an extra $2 million.
Robert Garcia views the Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul matchup through the lens of a seasoned veteran. He explains that there's nothing inherently wrong with Tank accepting this fight. It's his career and his choice. However, Garcia believes the timing feels off. Legendary fighters like Mayweather, Tyson, and Pacquiao only took exhibition-style bouts after securing their legacies with world titles and iconic victories. In contrast, Garcia feels Tank hasn't reached that point yet. He argues that Davis still owes fans the defining fights, matchups against elite opponents like Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney, that truly cement greatness. For Garcia, the issue isn't the fight itself, but what it symbolizes. Instead of pursuing career-defining challenges, Tank seems to be detouring towards spectacle and entertainment. Garcia acknowledges Tank's exceptional talent and insists he has everything it takes to earn legacy-based respect. But by chasing flash events instead of meaningful competition, he risks damaging his long-term reputation. In Garcia's eyes, this fight feels premature, more of a showbiz distraction than a genuine step toward greatness in the sport of boxing.
Stop the contest before something like that. But I don't know. What's your just take on the whole thing?
I'm not very interested. That doesn't excite me. I know it's going to do really good numbers. I know they're making a lot of money, which is good for them, good for Tank, because in boxing that's what everybody looks for. I think is, the good thing is they announced it as an exhibition, which is, I'm okay with it. Everybody does it. Mayweather has done it. Ali did it. The only thing, my personal opinion is Tank. They all did it when they had already accomplished so much. They already did so much. Mayweather did everything in boxing and accomplished everything. Muhammad Ali did the same, and many others that have done it. I think Tank never gave us the fights that we really wanted. Never really gave us those challenges. He never really challenged himself. He didn't give Roach that rematch, which he should have. Mayweather did it when he had a hard time with Maidana and Castillo. Right away, he did the rematches to prove everybody wrong, and look at what he did. He beat him clearly. So Tank should have done the same. He didn't. That I could criticize, but then at the end also, if you're making 30 to 50 million, I don't even know what he's making to fight, to have an exhibition against just Jake Paul, I would have asked. I would do the same.
No one would say no to that.
If I had one of my fighters get an offer to fight a big celebrity, a big YouTuber for $20-30 million, I would probably do the same. So I don't blame him. It's boxing. At the end of his career, 20 years from now, nobody's gonna care of how many belts he won or who he.
Bernie Thaw Boxer offers a blunt and unapologetic perspective on the situation. He openly mocks those celebrating Gervonta Tank Davis for simply making more money, saying they're missing the real point. Tank isn't struggling financially. He's already one of the highest paid fighters of his generation. Fans, Bernie argues, don't tune into boxing to admire a fighter's wealth. They care about competition, excitement, and legacy that, according to Bernie, true boxing fans crave high-stakes matchups, technical skill, and rivalries that define eras. He points out that the fight fans should be watching closely is Lamont Roach versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz, a bout that could shift the sport's hierarchy. If Roach manages to defeat Cruz, who's long been seen as Tank's toughest opponent, it could spark serious questions about Tank's standing. Bernie stresses that Davis needs meaningful, legacy-building fights to keep his respect in the sport. While money fights like the one against Jake Paul might fill bank accounts, they don't elevate greatness. For real boxing fans, legacy, not profit, is what truly matters.
Match with Tank, and it's kind of I kind of don't really care about the fight no more. Starting to lose a little steam.
But I'm saying, if he stops Pitbull Cruz, right? Don't you think that people would want to see, Lamont and Tank more due to the fact that Tank had a hard time with Pitbull?
No, I think people just want to see Tank versus Lamont because Lamont, he had a hard time with Lamont. It's just like Devin and Ryan Garcia. People just like controversy. People just like, what I'm saying? So people want to see finished business. They don't want to leave it unfinished, and that's what the intrigue is. They want people want to see finished business. So, You know what I'm saying? I think that's the intrigue of the fight. And it doesn't make no sense why they taking so fucking a fight, you know. Everybody keeps saying that, Tank getting the money, but is we getting the fucking money? Is we bidding out for the fucking money? Is he gonna give us some of the money? Are we waiting on him to feed us any bit? No. I want what I want. Fuck that. I'm selfish. I'm a fan. I want to see the fucking fight. I don't want to see no fucking circus. You know what I'm saying? So where everybody's saying, oh, he back, who gives a fuck? I hope he already rich as fuck. He already won 30 million in the last fight or something. He got more money than I'm ever gonna have. I don't give a fuck. I want to see the fights. I'm a fucking boxing fan. I want to see a fucking fight. I don't want to see no fucking farce. Fuck. Motherfucker count another motherfucking pockets. They all getting paid. These motherfuckers getting paid millions. Boy, we making how much? 60,000, 40,000 every motherfucking day. Going to work 9 hours a day and shit. And then coming home waiting on income tax and shit like that to get some big bread. Come on, man. I'm talking about the average person.
Lamont Roach addressed the controversy surrounding Jake Paul's fight with Gervonta Tank Davis with a calm but firm tone. He made it clear that he doesn't blame Tank for accepting the match. After all, any fighter will be tempted by such a huge opportunity. However, Roach took issue with how the situation was handled. He revealed that there had been a rematch clause in his own contract with Tank. Yet instead of honoring it, Tank went silent and signed to fight Jake Paul without any communication. For Roach, that wasn't just a business move. It was a breach of ethics and respect among fighters. He admitted that in Tank's position, he might have done the same, but only if things have been handled transparently and professionally. What bothers him isn't the fight itself, but the lack of honesty and communication. Boxing, he said, is built on mutual respect, and when fighters skip obligations for spectacle, it weakens that foundation. While the fight might boost Tank's bank account, Roach believes it damages trust and represents a missed chance to do things right.
Right, for not executing that rematch. Is it safe to say that there was some money given to you because of that?
Money given to me? Not necessarily, but
okay.
You know, like I said, those guys took good care of me. Those guys on the other side took care of me. Not him personally and not his team personally, right. But you know,
but somebody made it right for that rematch not happening.
Kinda, you could say that. Yeah.
I understand. I don't understand the position you're in, but from the outside looking in, you had a phenomenal performance against arguably one of the best fighters, you know, top 10 pound-for-pound fighters in Tank, which many didn't believe it would happen. So you want the opportunity to get back, and you know, I guess get the victory. But can you really, honestly, putting yourself in Tank's shoes, be upset with taking advantage of the opportunity to fight Jake Paul? Reportedly, there's about $40 million that he's going to get paid. Now, I don't know this to be, you know, accurate, but I'm saying those are the reports, right? If you were in his shoes, wouldn't you do the same thing?
See, now, this is something that I explain and express, and I hope everybody gets. That opportunity is an opportunity that you probably cannot pass up. But it's about how you handle it. It's about how you go about it. A lot of people don't know that he actually exercised his rights to the rematch, so that contractually binds us to a fight. You cannot breach that unless you do what you have to do to handle the business, to be like, okay, well, we mutually agree to let you move on or swindle around and fight.
Jake Paul defends his upcoming matchup by stressing that it's not an exhibition like Mayweather versus Logan Paul. It's a fully sanctioned, legitimate boxing fight. He points out that real judges will be scoring the bout, and a true winner will be declared, making it far from a staged event. Jake proudly highlights the knockout bonus, calling it a huge motivator for both fighters and a sign that this is as real as it gets. He explains that he thrives when people doubt him, as criticism only fuels his determination. For Jake, this isn't a money grab. It's the biggest moment of his boxing career. The knockout bonus, he says, isn't just about money. It represents pride, risk, and belief in his own abilities. He's training harder than ever, sharpening every skill, and preparing for war. This time, Jake isn't stepping into the ring just to survive. He's stepping in to prove he truly belongs among boxing's elite and can stand toe-to-toe with one of sport's most feared fighters.
You made years and years ago. Gervonta Davis is on the list.
Yeah, exactly. It's all manifestation, and it's a very powerful thing. And yeah, I think people don't dream big or set massive aspirational goals and then also put the work in. I think that's the other thing is like I'm still doing sprints and track work and bench press and squats and all of these things for the sport of boxing. So when I transition to NFL, I'm going to have a lot of that natural explosiveness and power from the past 6 years of training every day.
Ryan Garcia doesn't hold back when giving his opinion. He believes Jake Paul's fight is more of a publicity stunt than a true boxing challenge, aimed at keeping Jake relevant rather than honoring the sport. Having his own history with Gervonta Davis, Ryan claims Tank accepted the fight for the paycheck, not the competition. He insists real fighters chase legacy, not fame or financial gain from one flashy event.
Paul versus Tank, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, everyone's talking about it. It's a whole thing. A lot of people liked it, didn't like it.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you first saw that it was a thing?
It pissed me the fuck off, bro.
Yeah, why?
It's just disappointing on mainly Jake's end. You know, we're not falling for the Disney Channel bit no more. We're not falling for you're not a fighter no more. We're not falling for that. You know, you're ranked as a cruiserweight and you're out here trying to fight a lightweight. And then on top of it, you were just talking about fighting Anthony Joshua. That doesn't make no sense. And, you know, I just felt like it was a disgrace to boxing and kind of it was not a good move by Jake Paul. You know, I understand people saying, you know, Gervonta got to go get his money, you know, blah, blah, blah. But, like, we're not talking about that shit. We're talking about the sport, bro. We're not talking about, oh, you got to get that money, bro. Yeah, but everybody's open to criticism. That's the whole point of this media shit. That's why they talk about basketball players. They don't talk about, well, LeBron's making to it. Like, nobody cares, bro. If LeBron's missing the shot, he's missing the fucking shot. So at the end of the day, bro, I just thought it was a disgrace to the sport. Because on one end, you know, you got the casuals, right? The casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. Yeah. And if Gervonta Davis doesn't fuck up Jake Paul, they're going to think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter. Yeah. And to me, that's just... it's tricking the public, and it's kind of bullshit, bro, at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, if Gervonta was Jake Paul's size, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. There probably wouldn't even be a fight.
Sean Porter offers a balanced yet critical take on Jake Paul's rise. He admits that Jake has successfully brought real fighters into the ring, which is impressive in itself, but says the motivation behind those matchups usually centers on money. According to Porter, most opponents view Jake as a financial opportunity rather than a respected rival. While Jake's fame and influence have grown rapidly, Porter stresses that fame isn't the same as respect. He acknowledges Jake's visible improvement in skill, conditioning, and discipline, but argues that true respect in boxing comes only from years of facing elite competition. In the boxing world, Porter says, what truly matters isn't hype. It's legacy, heart, and consistency.
I like when it's all said and done and when you guys go off, they go into the next man. So if y'all can make a big payday, go get that payday. The sport of boxing don't love you. That's the problem with this sport. It's like what Jake Paul did, man. It's crazy, but people getting paid off of it. Yeah. So if he can call any one of y'all out and y'all can get that payday, I say go get it, baby. I'm not mad at it.
For me, and I'm not. I got no. I'm not mad at this move at all for Tank Davis, but I think when it comes to boxing fans, there's an essence that comes with this sport, and it's an essence that hasn't been lost, unlike other sports.
Comedian and boxing fan Earthquake delivers a funny yet insightful take on Jake Paul's physical disadvantage. He jokes that big, muscular fighters always look scared before the first punch, but once the bell rings, that bulk often becomes a burden. Heavy muscles slow rhythm, drain stamina, and make arms feel like letters the fight drags on. According to Earthquake, that could be Jake's biggest problem against Gervonta Tank Davis. While Jake's frame gives him power, Tank's ring IQ, timing, and patience will expose the flaws in brute strength. Earthquake explains that when fatigue sets in, muscles can't save you. Technique and composure take over. He predicts Jake might explode early with power shots, but as the rounds go on, Tank's endurance and calm strategy will turn the tide, IN classic Earthquake style. He sums it up perfectly. Boxing is a bodybuilding show, It's a test of rhythm, lungs, and heart, where brains often beat brawn.
You're a boxing fan?
Totally.
Okay. Tank Davis and Jake Paul in November. According to betonline.ag, Jake Paul's the underdog at plus 139. Gervonta Davis is the favorite at minus 180. So he's the favorite almost 2-1.
Right.
What do you think will happen in this ring?
I don't know, but Tank should beat him. Tank should beat him, but Tank is smaller. And usually in boxing, you take the bigger man, but then again, Terrence Crawford killed that when he beat Canelo.
They're the same weight.
Yeah, they were
at the time. Well, no, maybe a little bit different after they rehydrated, but they weighed in at the same weight. There's a 30-pound difference between Gervonta and Jake Paul. Jake Paul had to lose like 30 pounds to get down to like 195. And Gervonta, I think, is like 160.
Gervonta all the way up to 160.
Oh, hold on. Gervonta.
160.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. No. 133.8.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, he 133.
It's a 60-pound weight difference.
Yes.
60 pounds.
Yes.
Ooh.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates and breakdowns coming soon.